project and you want to get funding, one of the ways you get funding is the iLab in Brisbane, where they give $20,000 set up a company. I'm also an investor in a number of companies on the coast, so startups like Process. And the recent project, if you guys go on Steam and play games, this is a project I invested in, doing really well for me right now. When you graduate from Griffith, I hope you apply to Singularity University. Every year they choose 80 people from around the world. What they're trying to do now is try to run competitions in different countries in the world, and that's part of my role, is basically run a competition which Griffith University actually co-sponsored this year. So the other way is to enter the competition, so hope you guys will enter the competition. So from your project, maybe you can enter some of this competition. This year, the winner was a girl that's studying a PhD at Oxford in nanotechnology and medicine, and her idea that won was essentially planting 1 billion trees using drones. So she's right now, as I speak, working on the project at Singularity right now. What do you think these guys do? Security. Yeah, Google security guards, right? How hard is it to fight off nerds? And then the other thing that's happening, obviously, is basically merging your wetware, your brain, to the hardware, the computer. Okay, this is where the word technological singularity comes about. It's not that far away, because if you look at it, right, you have Google Glasses right now. When I look through it, I have to read the information, my brain has to interpret it and so forth. They're talking about interfacing this directly into the brain, right? That's where connecting your wetware to your hardware comes in. This is a company I actually just invested in. So a tip to you guys, if you cannot focus, your productivity is shit. Go to this website, listen to this music for 45 minutes, and your productivity will improve by 400%. So this guy is Jack and Dracker. You guys know Jack and Dracker, right? 15-year-old boy that was very inspired by his father's best friend's death from pancreatic cancer. Wanted to find a way to faster detect pancreatic cancer. 15-year-old kid, right? And he did. He found a solution that's 600 times cheaper and I think 12 times faster or something on the other. This is Larry Page on the first day of Singularity when we first opened. He basically said that, are you working on something that's going to change the world? If you're not, why not, right? So you should, because the amount of work that you need to do to impact 1 billion people, which is what Singularity try to do, is the same as trying to impact 100,000 people or 1,000 people. So next year we will run the Singularity competition again. I hope you guys will take part in it. And basically, you just have to have a project that will impact 1 million people in Australia within 5 years.
With internships, how you should apply is basically approach the employer directly. So write them a simple expression of interest cover letter, basically giving them the opportunity to take you on for say 1 or 2 days a week and asking them for the chance to work with them. Because I think the more chances that you have and the more you're going to put yourself out there, the better your chances of nabbing a full-time job down the track. So basically what the expression of interest is you're going to pitch yourself in an employer, and if that employer doesn't have a job available, more likely they might refer you to their mates who has a job available. So it's pretty common, particularly in the Gold Coast. A lot of work goes around that way. That's how I usually recruit my team. So has anyone looked into the sort of starting salaries for IT roles? Kind of, yep. So a good website is gradsonline.com.au, and you can search it based on job title, state, and also gender. So that'll help you to make your decision of which IT career you wish to go down. What else? And also, I think with applying for a job in the IT industry, you need to think about what skills are going to be really, really relevant and valued by employers. So I think as they mentioned in the presentation this evening, is really having strong problem-solving skills and being able to think from the perspective of the employer or your client. Because I'm actually taking on a project this term, so my company is Exceptional Tuition and Resumes. So I'm really happy to have a team, and there's another project going, if you're interested, that's developing a learning portal as well. So this is an opportunity for you if you'd like to get some experience within a education and employment environment as well. I was going to say too, if anyone does want to pick up the second project, I'm also happy to help you with employment down the track.
In this diagram, it's just to show you a little bit about source control, or version control. So this is the Google Trends for Subversion versus Git searches on Google. So if you go to Google and type in Google Trends, you can type in pretty much whatever terms you want and compare those two keywords. So you can see Git sort of started in, I think it was about 2003, maybe a little bit before. It was created by Linus Torvalds, the guy who created Linux. So he needed a version control system because he found the existing version control systems just didn't cut it for what he wanted to do. So he created a distributed version control system. There are a couple of different flavors of those things, but Git is really the one that's won out. Since the sort of open source movement and the introduction of distributed version control, Git is well above where Subversion is, and the Subversion, which is the red line there, you see it's gradually trending downwards. So for a long time, Subversion really was the version control system of choice, the most popular, but now really that is Git. So you can actually go onto open source community, you can have a look at all the code that's there, you can subscribe, it's called starring in GitHub, so you can start a repository and you get notifications, you can define your notifications, maybe once a night I get an email that says here's the whole activity for the day. You get to be a little bit involved or a lot involved depending on what you want to do in discussions about where a project might be headed, what you might be able to do. Completely separate topic, microservices and the rise of the API. So microservices is an architectural style and it's really designed to simplify complexity within an application. So the whole idea of microservices is you might be working with a team of people, you've got different components within your application that you need to service to other members of your team. And the whole idea is that to agree on an API, to define that API, document that API, so that people know how to interact with your different components. The next topic I'll move on to is reactive programming. So reactive programming is really a programming paradigm where we're dealing with events or a change of states. We have to correlate very complex, very large event streams of data and do something based on that. So one of the benefits of reactive programming is it's scalable, and it's resilient, and it's asynchronous. So what it's doing for you, when deploying your application, whether you're storing data, whether you're processing, whether you're web hosting, consider the cloud-based offerings. They're often cheaper than what you can do and provide better robustness. And the final topic that I had for you guys tonight was data privacy and security. We're dealing with, I guess, sensitive information on a quite frequent basis. So we might have dates of birth that are stored in our system, social security numbers. We know who has been in which locations at a particular period of time based on the data that we're getting from underlying systems that we integrate with. And that data is very, very, I guess, important to an organisation. But in terms of a hacker, if a hacker gets access to that data and they might do something malicious with it. So if you want to write code for anyone other than yourself, then data privacy and security need to be at the top of your mind.